Hi, it's another Thursday night, and it's For the Record with DJ Abass. As usual, we always have exciting editions, and today is not any different. And I'll kick right into it. Remember, if you want to catch us, you can catch us on the Unity app, which you can download from Google Play or App Store, or you can log on to any of my Facebook pages right now, DJ A Media, DJ Abass, Abass Tijani, the two. And do me a favor as you log on, please share. Let's spread the gospel. Yes, and I'm going straight into my very first guest. My first guests are representatives of MANSAG, the Medical Association of Nigerians, Medical Association of Nigerians across Great Britain. And my guests are none other than Dr. Ibrahim Bolaji, the president of MANSAG. He's a consultant obstetrician and gynecological surgeon. And Dr. Chris Agbo, who is the secretary of the organization, and he's a consultant renal and acute medicine. How are you doing, gentlemen? Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
And thanks for coming at very, very short notice too.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll start with you, Dr. Bolaji. What is MANSAG?
Thank you, DJ Abass,
Yes, sir.
for the invitation.
My pleasure.
It's been a pleasure
Thank you, sir.
coming to the studio.
Yes, sir.
MANSAG is an acronym
Okay.
for Medical Association of Nigerians across Great Britain.
Okay.
It is an umbrella of all healthcare professionals in the UK,
Okay.
including the nurses, pharmacists, midwives, radiographers, and of course doctors, and a large number of other healthcare professionals that
Okay.
are referred to as allied health professionals.
Okay.
There's a bit of misconception
Okay.
about what MANSAG stands for.
Okay.
Quite a number of people have thought that maybe MANSAG is for doctors only, but that's completely incorrect.
Okay.
At the inception of the organization, going back about 20 years ago,
Okay.
it was originally conceived as an organization for doctors.
Initially.
But
Yes.
over the years, it has undergone a lot of metamorphosis.
Okay.
And currently, it captures all healthcare professionals of Nigerian origin.
Okay.
Now, it was originally formed in 1997 in a charter. It's a registered
22
charity.
years ago.
22 years ago, of course, more than 2 decades.
Okay.
So it's registered for charitable, scientific, education, and of course, a number of other organizations are not as old as MANSAG.
Okay.
Now, MANSAG on its own, currently we have more than 5,000 members
In the UK.
in the UK,
Okay.
but about 300 of them are paid-up members.
So registered active members.
Registered active members.
Okay.
So if you are watching tonight
Yes.
and you are thinking about joining MANSAG,
Yes.
please, this is the time. This is an opportunity. There is a lot of the strength in what we can do. If you want to join us, please, we are very welcome. MANSAG is looking for new membership. People have compared us with a number of other organizations that are bigger.
Okay.
But we can only be bigger with the number we have. So
Okay.
if you join us, the number increase. 1 brain is less than 2. 2 brains are better than 1, and 3 are better than 3. And the more we have in MANSAG, the better.
Okay. Dr. Agbo, you are the secretary of the organization.
That's right.
And what benefits, or why would anybody, a healthcare professional in the UK, why would a Nigerian healthcare professional feel the need to join the organization? What are the benefits?
MANSAG, as an organization,
Yes.
we do have a lot of activities which is mostly targeted towards our members
Okay.
who are in the UK,
Okay.
and then we also have some for Nigerians, which is
Okay.
our roots. Firstly, we do have mentoring schemes,
Okay.
which is we do know that a lot of black and ethnic minority practicing as healthcare professionals
Yes.
in the UK, they do have a lot of challenges.
Okay. What are the typical challenges?
Typical challenges is issue with communication, litigation,
Litigation.
being
Okay.
called to General Medical Council or Nursing and Midwifery Council.
Okay.
And a lot of time, people are struck off the register. People are
Nigerians.
because, yeah. So, and most of the issues are usually centered around communication, not getting used to the system, the
Okay.
culture, the cultural practice here is
In the
quite
UK,
different
yeah.
from Nigeria, where most of them are coming from. So,
Okay.
as an organization, we have a robust system where we can actually assist our members. Firstly, those ones that are just coming into the system,
Okay.
to help them learn smoothly,
Okay.
and also take them through the process of settling down, progressing in the career.
Okay.
And that we do have a one-to-one mentoring scheme for right from students up to the clinicians and also the other healthcare professionals.
Okay.
The other things we do also is in terms of support, which is welfare support.
Mhm.
With what we talked about, facing GMC, Nursing and Midwifery Council,
Okay.
a lot of time we do have challenges with that, and it's well known that the percentage of those that facing disciplinary issues are mostly from black and ethnic minorities. So we are trying to educate our members in terms of how to actually handle some of this situation, because what we want is to actually get them some skills that minimize such occurrences. But once they happen, we're at a disadvantaged position and we're going to get more penalty than any other person. So we try to support our members in that way. And we also have some educational activities, travel grants for our members, those ones that are into research. Every year we give a travel grant to 2 people to at least go for a conference every year, so which is open to anybody, any healthcare professional that qualifies for that. And those are some of the things that we do for our colleagues in the UK. And then we also have activities we do for our people back home, just to contribute our quota.
We'll come to the Nigerian in a minute. Dr. Ibrahim, eligibility says any Nigerian. So how do you define a Nigerian? Is it does that person have to be a green passport carrying member, or just have a Nigerian name? Who's eligible?
Yeah, you can be a Nigerian either by birth, from the mom or from the dad. That's very simple. So it doesn't matter whether you are actually born here, but if you've got one of your parents is Nigerian, you're already qualified. So anybody with Nigerian birth, either by birth here, by mom's side or father's side, you are eligible.
That's great. Now Nigerian Association of Medical Association of Nigerians. So it's Nigeria is key in there. So obviously we are all from somewhere, from the mother country, and we know the challenges that we have in Nigeria, especially in the health sector. I was going through some research today, and it says that there are 72,000 registered healthcare professionals or doctors in Nigeria, and 35,000 of that are actually practicing in Nigeria. The other 35,000 are practicing in different parts of the world. That is alarming statistics. So with the brain, and we'll come to the event you're having where you actually have a brain gain theme in but there is a brain drain in Nigeria. So how has MANSAG, in the 22 years of its existence, been able to try to stem this flow? What kind of relationship do you have with government or the different administrations? Have they been welcoming of your efforts? Give me a little gist about that.
So we do have, we do appreciate the issue of brain drain, because some of us are here because of moving to a green class. Well, I think it's turning it in a positive direction, because we come in here, get all the experience, and we kind of transfer those experience back to the country. That way, because it's not everybody that's going to have the opportunity to come over here to come to the UK or the US to have that opportunity. But
those are the two corporates, UK, US.
Yeah,
and Canada recently.
They're moving to Canada now. So what we do is globally there's brain drain everywhere, not just in health sector, all sectors, but more specifically because the demands in health in Nigeria, there are a lot of people moving out of Nigeria because of economic challenges. So what we're trying to do now is actually to see how we can, some of us that are here, are established here, how we can contribute, minimize, we can't stop people from moving out of the country, because everybody has got their reason, but we can also help those ones that are in Nigeria, because they are treating our relatives. So we want to improve the health service delivery, thereby help contributing to improving their skills. So we do skill transfer program, which we go to Nigeria, get some of the healthcare professionals, train them on some of the most recent skills that they will require, and that also contributes in terms of improving the health care system overall. And then we also do medical mission. That's, we go to Nigeria, deliver some services, and this is all free of charge. What we're doing that is also to help contribute to improving the healthcare system in Nigeria. And most recently, some of our colleagues are beginning to go back to Nigeria. So doctors in diaspora are going back to Nigeria, setting up multi-specialty hospitals, and those are, some of us here are utilizing those from time to time. We go there, use that as a hub to also actually deliver some of the services that ordinarily people would have traveled out of the country to do so. So we're at the same time doing what we call reverse medical tourism. It's going to take a long time for that.
I'll come to reverse the medical tourism in a bit, but You're an obstetrician and gynecologist, sir. So you are right at the top of your trade as a consultant. Just yesterday, the Anambra State Assembly made genotype test compulsory before marriage. Now, this is just an aside, but I just thought, okay, I was thinking, okay, this is a question I'd like to ask Dr. Ibrahim if it comes, because we all know the problems that come with sickle cell anemia. Now they have made it a law that you need to go and before any marriage, you need to get a certificate showing that both partners. But is that the way forward? Shouldn't education? I would have thought that perhaps educating the public on the travails, or do you reckon this measure is perhaps a good measure in the interim, pending why they educate? What do you think? What's your opinion?
There are quite a number of superstitious beliefs back home.
Okay.
For example, during my growing times in Nigeria, for example, it's important that we ensure that a couple have been pregnant before they get married. And once in a while, then you have stories that if you want to have a boy, you have to have it in a certain way. If you want to have a girl, you have to have a sex in certain ways. But the example of the genotype example that he told us is one of the problems we face back home. Currently, following the election of all the governors, we've received a lot of information back home, the new governor syndrome, whereby each of the governors in each state writing to members in diaspora, asking
particularly your organization here, MANSAG,
asking them to send a list of what they can do in the first 100 days. The health problems in Nigeria is mega. It requires a sort of consolidated effort and an agenda which is going to be countrywide.
More holistic, yeah.
Absolutely. Rather than allowing each state, although each state they are more or less anonymous, they can produce healthcare system they want for their country, but that is important that our health ministers and health commissioners come together so that they can have an holistic approach to our health problems. Now, talking about brain drain, this has been going on for a long time, but we've converted that to brain gain now because we now have a lot of opportunities for doctors in diaspora taking all their expertise back home to improve the scale. And that is not only by MANSAG, but we also work in collaboration with a large number of other organizations. Currently, as we speak, there is a conference going on in Abakaliki, which is being organized by Nigeria Medical Association, which is currently being chaired and championed by CAMPAD. We held the workshop last year, and we've decided that it's going to be in rotation. MANSAG did the workshop with NMA last year. CAMPAD, which is Canadian Association of Nigeria Physicians.
Canada again.
They will do it this year. And next year it's going to be AMPA, which is the American organization similar, and it will be MANSAG the year after.
Awesome. Medical tourism. I'm in the entertainment industry, and most of the time I'm sure you've seen a few of our practitioners in our field where they fall ill. There's no health insurance system to take care of a lot of them. So usually when they fall ill, they recourse to the public and some of their fans to raise money for them. And you are a consultant or renal and acute, and that deals with kidney. Most of the time, it's usually kidney issues, and they end up having to go to India. That is that I think in terms of medical tourism, India must be making a lot of money from Nigeria. So for somebody who is a specialist renal consultant, what do you think in the very short term can be done to stem down flow? What do we lack? Is it the manpower? Is it infrastructure? Or what exactly does Nigeria lack to make this impossible? Because it's been going on for a period of time now.
Well, the issue with the kidney problem is global. So like in the UK, we also have quite a large number of people having kidney problem, but because we have the facility and the expertise to handle them, so those are not issues. But translating that to Nigeria, we do have a high number of people with kidney problem, but then the same people, they don't have access to facilities, they don't have access to the right expertise, and even if they do, they are quite expensive. As I tell you now, if a patient needs kidney replacement, it's quite a lot of money in Nigeria. If you have to come, you have to be on dialysis 3 times a week. So that's a lot of money. And an average Nigerian, I don't know how they can afford that. So most times for Nigerians, it's more or less like a death sentence. So not because of, you might have some facilities, but those facilities are unaccessible because of funding.
Funding,
They can't afford it. So if they're not affordable, they would rather just turn around and do something else, alternative medicine and all that, which of course that will shorten their lifespan.
Exactly.
So kidney problem on its own is quite a serious problem. It causes a high number of death rates, and if it's not handled well, it's even higher. So the case with Nigeria is multifactorial. Firstly, the facilities are not there, and when they're there, the right expertise are not there. And then if you have the right expertise, the funding, people cannot afford it. So unless we look at it broadly, we cannot really address it. And in the short term, I would think of about awareness, making people aware of actually preventing the kidney getting to the level of.
What are the typical problems that can cause kidney problem in Nigeria?
There are a lot of things that could cause kidney problem, but the most common thing, of course, people that have high risk of developing kidney problem, diabetes, hypertension, which is high blood pressure. Those ones are the ones that are mostly associated with. So if you have that, you're likely going to be monitoring your kidney function regularly. But there are 1,001 causes of kidney problem, which, because we don't have the facility in Nigeria, most of them don't actually get diagnosed properly.
On time.
On time.
Or at all.
At all, because they just say that most of the time they see them when they've already reached the level that they
terminal stage,
terminal stage, they need dialysis or transplant, which is not the case here. Here we take them from beginning and just control it without progressing to that level. So I think one of the areas we're looking at is actually improving the quality of knowledge among the healthcare professionals in Nigeria regarding the kidney problem, and also raising the awareness. If we're able to raise awareness about preventing some of the common things that could cause kidney problem, or actually identifying it early. Once you identify it early, we'll be able to actually slow down the progression, because once it gets to that level, then the case becomes different.
Awesome. Okay. Dr. Ibrahim, MANSAG also, I've had a relationship with MANSAG over the years. I remember in the early days, I used to do a lot of your gigs, most of your parties. And I see that also, apart from the annual dinners, it's also kind of like moved on. You now have educational symposiums, and you're having one at your 10th annual MANSAG Educational Symposium and Spring Charity Ball in Sheffield. So let's talk a bit more about the Educational Symposium. The main themes of the event are the trending issues, mental health. We've talked about brain gain and social media. Why are you zoning in on this particular theme for this edition? Mental health and social media in particular.
So MANSAG, what they've done is to look into themes that's going to look into problems either of African background or also of Nigerian background. And over the years, we've covered quite a wide areas of themes. For example, Millennium Goals about 15 years ago, before 2015. And they've covered the civil.
And was that achieved?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's very conscientious. We're at 2019, that's about 4 years later. And then we've looked into ovarian cancer, prostatic cancer, and we're now focusing now on, particularly on mental health issue.
It's a big problem right now.
It is a big problem. Increasingly now, we now know that in my developing days in Nigeria, mental health issues were never talked about. We know that in this country, mental health issues is very common among the ethnic minorities, particularly those of West Indian origin. But it's shifting. The goalpost is shifting quite rapidly, and it's actually encompassing quite a large number of people in the maternity, even the origins of British origin, and also in Nigeria. And we are also looking into social media as well, because we now have a new set of young generations of Nigerians. We call them MANSAG New Generation.
MANSAG Millennials.
Absolutely. They are the ones that are technologically savvy. And we want to encourage as many of them to come to the meeting as possible. And that is why we focus in that area. When we organize these meetings, we look into two areas, because we have MANSAG who have been there for a long time, and we have new generations, and we are trying to balance the act such that the subject of discussion will be a merger between the old and not so young. And that's what that's coming. But I have to say that the concept of educational symposium is actually started about 10 years ago, long before, long after MANSAG was formed. And it was actually started by one of the ex-presidents, and on this occasion I would like to compliment Professor Dilianumba, because it was himself during his tenure that he introduced the idea of bringing about an educational program that is going to capture all our young ones and to to be produced free of charge.
Oh, brilliant.
So for the one that is very historical, that although the program started in Sheffield, we are now doing the 10th one, the 10th anniversary in Sheffield. It's very coincidental. So the afternoon is going to be entirely free for all our young ones. But the charity ball in the evening, we start from about 5 o'clock, is the one that is probably going to help us to raise money for the charity. And the charity to be supported is the M.A.N.S.A.G, which is probably be more or less
the mental health and working with the And also, just for clarity, if you'd like to attend this event, you can register for the free event on MANSAG.org. That's M-A-N-S-A-G, MANSAG.org. And also, if you'd like to buy tickets for the dinner in the evening, in fact, your dinner ticket, if you can purchase your dinner ticket as well on the website, and I believe the premium ticket is £75, but then you also have discounted tickets for trainees
and AHPs.
Yes, almost like 50% off. So MANSAG has been kind enough to the not so old generation. Okay, awesome. I believe also you're having something in October, I believe.
Yes.
How is that different from what you're having in Sheffield now?
There are 2 annual events that MANSAG organize.
Okay.
We do organize the spring one, which is the educational symposium we discussed about.
Okay.
And there's going to be an autumn program, which is an annual general and scientific conference.
Okay.
That is a bigger one.
Okay.
And that is taking place in London. This captures a large number of agencies across the country and also internationally.
Okay.
For example, at the international conference that we organize in October, there are going to be invited guests from Nigeria. And I have to say today, His Excellency Ambassador Oguntade, the High Commissioner for Nigeria in the UK, has agreed to be our guest of honor.
Awesome. For the main event?
For the main event.
Okay.
We're going to
hopefully we'll get a ticket.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So we do have some other brotherly or sisterly organization, as we like to call them, and that include AMPA, the American Similar Organization, the CAMPAD, which is the Canadian group, and also those coming from South Africa, and of course we never forget those from our motherland, the Nigerian Medical Association. They are coming to that conference. So it's going to be an opportunity for us to bring together all the ideas so that we can move the healthcare problems forward in Nigeria.
Awesome. Okay, and to you, Dr. Agbo, on a final note, MANSAG is 22 years strong, and we talked about the agenda you had for 2015. So if I was to put something in front of you and say, okay, let's say we have a 2025, if you were to come up with a 2025 agenda, what would it be? I've got you there.
Well, I think one of the top in the agenda would be capacity building, raising the membership. Like what we said earlier on, the paid up members are just about 300, little above 300, and we have above 5,000, between 5,000 and 7,000 healthcare professionals in the UK.
Awesome.
And if we are targeting that we get up to 50% of those registered members, I think we're going to achieve a lot, not just in the UK, but also in Nigeria. So one of the targets is membership drive, to increase the membership beyond what we have.
That one, we won't even wait for 2025 for that one. We want that one to be happening as soon as possible. And also, what would be your parting comment as a guest on this show for MANSAG?
Well, the important thing, one of the driving forces here for coming to this will be to try and attract as many membership as possible. And what is it that MANSAG can offer? We've discussed about other things that MANSAG can offer you, especially our trainees in terms of mentoring. But I want to see MANSAG as a sort of Indian tea, because if you are very heated, MANSAG can cool you. If you are very warm, MANSAG can cool you again. If you are overexcited, MANSAG can calm you. If you are very cold, we can warm you up. Actually, MANSAG is just a club for life. So please join the party.
I must get that Nigerian tea to make that happen. Thank you very much, Dr. Ibrahim Bolaji and Dr. Chris Agbo, for coming on the show. It's been wonderful having you guys on the show.
Thank you.
And there you go, MANSAG, the Medical Association of Nigerians across Great Britain. Their big event is coming up in Sheffield, and that's on Saturday, the 18th of May. Go get your tickets at mansag.org. My next guest is warming up and getting ready to come on. We'll take a break and we'll be back any minute now. Thank you.